Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
I got nothing. I got a band. They play like forever. I don't know. It doesn't really take that. You don't have to do much. About time. Good morning, folks. I'm a little sedate today. A little sedate. Today is, what is it? Thursday. September 7th. That sounds like it should mean something. September 7th, 2023. Hope it's a beautiful day wherever you are. It's a beautiful day here. It really is. It's still summer here, and I'm digging it. A lot has changed in the last year. Last year at this time, I started a relationship with EPM Studios, which didn't last that long. But Zach Wiseman was sub-hosting for me, guest hosting for me, for about a month to start off with. Zach is MIA. I don't know where Zach is. I don't know what's up with Zach. And it's a little concerning. Today, we will have Thank You for Your Service with Robert Taylor Comedy. We will have the news. I think we will have the news with Willie Cronkite. William Conway Comedy. I don't know if he's got a .com still, but you find Willie everywhere on social media. Anyway, and a comedian. I'm hoping we're gonna have her. Now I'm a lot concerned that she might not be able to make it, not really get the time zones down. It was a long process to get her booked. Because of misunderstandings and stuff. So, but yesterday for me was Tay Logan is her name, by the way. She's a comedian out of Utah. And so that's what to expect here today. See, I am a little sedate here. I think I need more coffee, man. I am drinking the Whiskey Barrel coffee again, Whiskey Barrel blend coffee, Mind Dog coffee, which is available at minddog.com/shop. And you can get your coffee buzz on. And listen, you're going to have coffee anyway. You know you're going to have coffee anyway, unless you're like English or something. You're going to have tea. Yeah. We do have tea. We have one kind of tea on. In case you're English. I think it's called English breakfast. Anyway, you're going to have coffee anyway. You might as well support the show. Help us keep Willie on and get some revenue coming in to support these people. It's not going to me. Money's not going to me. The profits are not going to me. Products. I want to make my money back on the product. Believe me. But I don't care. Yeah, I probably won't. But anyway, buy the product and support the show and help us keep improving whatever the hell it is we're doing here. When I say we, I mean me. We. Yesterday was a fuck up for me. I mean, a fuck up day of fucked up days compiled on top of a fucked up day. That's what it was. First of all, Tommy Chong will not be here tomorrow. He is rescheduled for October 6th. I think it's also a Friday. Gives me a little more time to cement the cheat thing, but that was, look at this. Camera's falling off the wall here. That's not a good thing. Yeah, that was my fuck up. that was my first fuck up yesterday. But as I'm communicating with Tommy Chong about tomorrow and finding out that I fucked up in sending him the wrong link, uh, and you need plenty of advance notice to get these links. I don't know why. I can just do it 5 minutes before, but so finding out while I'm communicating back and forth with Tommy, I get a phone call from somebody who is giving me instructions about the gig I was supposed to be at. Um, it would within 15 minutes of the phone call, which is a 2-hour drive away. And I don't have this gig on my calendar. Oh, we mentioned it last time you performed here. I mentioned September 6th. You mentioned it. That's fine. You didn't send me an email. I didn't get a contract. No follow-up phone call. I don't even remember you mentioning it, to be frank and honest. But I said, I would love to be performing there today. I can't. There's no way I can make it there. It's the gig starts in 15 minutes. You're 2 hours away. It ain't happening, and I'm sorry about that. That was one fuck up. Then my guest last night could not make it, but I did not know it because she was emailing me through a publicist platform rather than direct emailing me about having an eye infection and couldn't make it last night. And then tonight's guest was also canceling for health reasons. And there were about a dozen other really serious screw ups on some of them costing me big money, big money. So it was one of those days where everybody has had one of those days, but I haven't had a day that bad in quite a long time, and it seemed like every mistake I made was a costly mistake, costing money. I don't, at this stage of my life, I don't like when mistakes cost me money. Anyway, that's enough of me complaining. I start every day talking about how exhausted I am and complaining about how exhausted I am. I decided I wasn't going to do that. You don't need to hear me complaining like an old man how tired I am. And then here I am doing it again. Maybe I'm just a whiny old fuck. It's possible. Anyway, I noticed that, first of all, New York City, we have a mayor here, Mayor Adams, Erica, and I'm not in New York City. People get this confused all the time. Oh, he's your mayor. No, he's not my mayor. I'm not in New York City. I'm on Long Island. But New York City has this mayor, Eric Adams, who ran on a platform of being uh, very sympathetic and empathetic to undocumented migrant workers, otherwise known as illegal aliens, and housing them and all this kind of stuff, and got a reputation for being too soft on them. Yesterday, he had made a speech saying New York City is doomed because of this illegal migrant problem, and there's no solution in sight, and it's going to ruin the city. And so now he seems to be like a hard ass on him. Hard to pin this guy down, but people hate him, people love him. I don't know how he got elected, to be honest with you. The people on the very far left, very far left is that way, even though it probably looks right to you. Very far left love him because of the empathy thing. People on the very far right hate him because of the empathy thing. Now he's kind of switching sides and people are confused. Like, oh, I thought I was supposed to hate him. I thought politicians are not supposed to flip-flop like that to that extreme. It confuses the electorate in a big way, but they're all full of shit. We know that. But it'll be interesting to see what he plans on doing, because he says he doesn't have a solution. Now, this is not a good thing for a politician to say. I don't have a solution. Even if you don't have a solution, you're not going to get elected by telling people you don't have reelected by telling people you don't know what to do. But clearly, New York City is at a bit of a crisis state with the sanctuary city type of thing. They've allowed more people to come there and they provide for them and give them benefits and stuff like that, then they can afford. And the people who are paying the taxes and people who are uh, who live there are not happy about it. I don't know if it's even playing in the news where you are. It's kind of a local thing. It's not a national story, even though New York City is, a big national story in most cases. Doesn't seem to be playing out there, but there's that going on. In the news today, I want to. This is bizarre. In BuzzFeed, there's a column: "Women are sharing disgusting habits that people secretly and not so secretly do." And I didn't see 70% of these coming. That's the headline. Women are sharing disgusting habits that people secretly and not so secretly do. And I didn't see 70% of these coming. To be honest with you, I saw all of these coming. Here are the answers to what people do. Disgusting habits as polled by women on BuzzFeed. The amount of times I had to tell men to wash their hands before intimacy is unreal. It doesn't count if they washed them hours ago, they touched their phone, steering wheel, etc. Between then, you're going to touch me, wash your damn hands. Now, guys out there, you're about to get after it. You got your woman all warmed up. Do you go to the men's room or bathroom? Do you go to wash your hands before the sex act? Do you? Wait a minute. I know you're hot. I know we're ready to go. Let me go wash my hands. Do you do that? If I'm honest, no, I have not done that. I don't have a habit of doing that. Women find that disgusting. I could understand that. I don't know. I don't know if you do that, but I haven't done it. Second one is I've observed people touch food after immediately handling cash. It's gross. Cash is a dirty thing. Kelly's in the chat room. She says that you're assuming the men warmed her up even. Well, in my case, Kelly, that would not there would not be any. Oh well, you're talking. I'm not a rapist or a forcible type of guy. So there would be no sex without the warming up. So that's why I'm assuming that. But yeah, I'm sure there are guys who push too hard, too quick, and all that stuff. I'm on the second one though. I try to keep up, okay, President Bean Flicker. Um, I've observed people touch food after immediately having handled cash, and it grosses me out so much. Not just touching you, touching any cash is a lot of disease is spread by cash. I would not want to be a cashier, or it always kills me that if you go to a deli, people wearing these plastic gloves, they make your sandwich, they come off, and they take the gloves off to handle cash. Like, wait a minute. You're worried about you spreading germs onto a sandwich, but you're not worried about what's coming on to you now from all dirty, dirty money. Money is dirty. Here's one that gets me though. When guys scratch their balls and immediately start sniffing their fingers. Now, I have never done that. Not once in my life. I want to know from the guys. Do you sniff your fingers after scratching your balls? Listen, I have scratched my balls. Ball scratcher. I'm a ball scratcher. That I definitely will wash my hands after scratching my balls, especially if it's not just like sometimes it's through clothes, like you just through clothes, and I probably won't wash my hands. But if I had to reach in and get, I'd wash my hands. I would not sniff my fingers. I know what my balls smell like. I think I know what my balls smell like. You should know what my balls smell like too. Barack Obama knows what my balls smell like. Because of that time in the glory hole, or in the car. It was actually a car, not a glory hole. I got that story wrong yesterday. Not closing. Now, this one, I don't get. Women can't figure out toilet lids and stuff. Not closing the toilet lid before flushing. don't understand people who literally let the shit fly around the room. You mean you got to close the top? I've never seen shit fly around the room. Have you ever seen shit fly around the room? I have never seen shit. You flush a toilet and it doesn't. It's not not like a whirlwind tornado of shit, is it? Oh, I'm sorry, Jordan. Oh, Jordan Peterson is here, and there's a tornado of shit in my room. It's probably the postmodernists. The postmodernists bring a tornado of shit in my. Never. I've never seen Bean Flicker. Now, Dave, dumbing it down with Dave says never. Bean Flicker Kelly says only with ghosts around. So you have seen a shit tornado. Okay, moving on to number 5. I see people coughing into their hands all the time. I used, since COVID, I don't know if this changed things. People, that wasn't a real cough, by the way, but I will wash my hand. Look, there's nothing on it. See, but now you see people coughing into their elbow a lot more. That's the new cough way. Now, maybe it happened before COVID. I just wasn't aware of it. But now that in this day and age, see a lot more people coughing into their elbow. Speaking of a cough, good morning, William.
Good morning. Did I cough? I didn't cough, did I?
No. I just I just related you to it. I don't know why.
Speaking of washing hands, I want to tell you something.
I want to wash my hands in this whole conversation. What? I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. No. So last night I went. Me and my wife went out to karaoke, and I went to use the restroom, and I used the restroom, and then I turned to the sink to wash my hands. There's a $20 bill sitting behind the faucet, just propped up there, plain as day. Like,
did you touch it?
I put it in my pocket. What are you talking about?
It was real? No, because that's what I wanted to know, because there are fake. I don't know what to deal with this fake $100 bills down, and it's generally 100, not a 20. But people do it all. It's like every place I play, people talk about that. There was a $100 bill sitting behind the urinal there, and then people go, "Oh no, it was fake. It was just like a half, like a magic store trick."
My wife did come across a prop bill like not that long ago, but I think it was just a 1, if I remember right.
But wait a second now. You got this 20. You just put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
You didn't even wash it off. You didn't hold it under the hairdryer, get the cooties off it. It was sitting on a urinal or a lid of a toilet.
No. It was sitting on the sink, behind. Like when I went to turn to wash my hands, and I went to turn on the water, right there behind the faucet was a $20 bill. And I was like, what is this? Like somebody just trying to positively reinforce dudes to wash their hands, or like?
No, I'm just a really cynical old fuck. But I'm thinking somebody was snorting coke and forgot. I
don't think that was my initial thought. I did initially think that, but it wasn't it was very flat. It wasn't rolled up or whatever. But yeah, no, that was my initial thought, because I know, dude, I've done lines off the back of a toilet in a gas station. I have.
This has been with the people with the vaccine stuff. People were afraid of, you don't know what's in the vaccine. My line was always, listen, I snorted white powder from a teenager. I bought from a teenager off of a fucking whore's ass in a dirty bathroom. I'm not going to worry about something a doctor is giving me.
Right. I mean, I will say that's why I believe in my immune system, though. I believe in my immune system because of all the other things I've done to my body. There were years of my life where I just made my body a place where even germs didn't want to live. They'd get inside me, be like, Absolutely. This guy's crazy. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, germs run the other way. I definitely agree. I hear you on that. I'm going to go through the rest of these, and if you want to comment on them, I'm only halfway through here. I'm up number 6. Women who pee all over the toilet seat in public bathrooms and leave it like that for the next person to use it. It's both disgusting and infuriating. First of all, I don't spend any time in women's bathrooms, so I wouldn't know.
I mean, men do the same thing, though.
Yeah, but we don't have.
Yeah.
We don't go sitting on it to pee. We don't have to sit. You only have to sit on it if you have to shit.
Right.
And I don't ever. I mean, I try to limit my shitting in public bathrooms to only in emergency situations.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been known to clean. I will ask the establishment for cleaning products to clean their toilet. If I got to shit in public, I'll clean it first. I'm that crazy motherfucker. I'm that crazy weird dude that will ask the staff for the cleaning products, and I will clean that shit myself. I'm not gonna make you do it. I'll go do it myself. And then I'll do my fucking duty and I'll leave and it'll be clean.
Yeah. I will put like paper down or something. I'm not as excessive as you. I don't go looking for cleaning products, but I will like you get a newspaper or something, like paper towels and cover that shit. But I don't. I'm like real. You know me. I got ass problems anyway. I mean, it just mental ass problems. When I think about it, I don't want to even think. So I need a really private home bathroom if I'm going to take a shit. Right. I have been known to hold it for hours and hours. Oh, I'm gonna die.
I put myself in some bad situations that way too, man. like for real. President Beanflicker here, she brought up a good point, because this is what I always want to know. Like, how? You ever see a mess in the bathroom and you're like, how does this even happen? Like on the underside of the lid of the like seat lid. Like, I never understand. Like, I've seen some atrocious messes on the bottom side of those, and I'm just like, what trajectory is shit coming out of you that makes these kind of messes?
I hear what you're saying. Well, having dealt with Alzheimer's patients, I've seen it all, like shower curtains up, and like, how the fuck did you get up here? You shit upwards. But in public bathrooms, I think it's probably because it's all related. People don't want to sit on the seat, so they squat half-assed way. You know.
Oh, sure.
And now you can't aim your ass. You can't. You're not.
Right.
Your ass is not a rifle with a scope on it. You can't aim it that well. Anyway, so I probably related to that. But yeah, there are sometimes you say, how the fuck did it get here? Like, with the Alzheimer's patients, though, it could be over your head. I don't know. It's very weird. Or Alzheimer's, as some people pronounce it. I know I always get in trouble for donkey, Alzheimer's, whatever.
Potato, whatever.
Yeah, right. Not wiping down your damn machine at the gym. That's a popular one. Everybody, that happens all the time. I don't have a gym membership anymore. I'm not going to. This is why, because if I'm going to work out, I'm going to work out at home. I don't like, sharing cooties with people. I'm not really a germaphobe, but that kind of shit. You see a guy who's just like fucking leaving puddles of sweat on something and just walking away. It's like, you gonna do this? When your teacher or coworker licks their fingers to pass out paper, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
dude, ick.
I mean, and here's the thing. I'll be honest here. So it'll bug me when I see somebody do it, but I know 100,000% I've definitely been the one doing it also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like when you're trying to pass, you don't even think about it. It's like a natural reflex. I can't get these papers apart. Oh, I'll lick my fingers. Here you go. But like, like you put something in your mouth right before you hand it to somebody or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's absent-minded stuff. It happens.
Number 9 is spitting on the ground. I don't want to walk there, breathe that stuff in, keep your fluids to yourself. It can be pretty gross. I mean, I don't like seeing it. And it seems more prevalent with kids today. Maybe it was when I was a kid, but now it seems like every teenage boy is walking around like it's a rite of passage or something to be able to hock up a lungie on call. There's more than 10 of these. Number 10 is constantly sniffing instead of just blowing your nose. I'm guilty. I do it a lot.
Listen. I try, let's not talk about the signs of my cocaine habit. Okay, I mean, there's
Yeah.
reasons I'm not blowing my nose. You
Right.
know.
You don't want to get rid of what you just paid for. But because I got really bad allergies, and if I was going to blow my nose every time I sniff, first of all, my
Oh
nose would be really worn out from all
yeah,
the.
just Rudolph syndrome, like red as hell.
I can't use tissues. I have to use paper towels because this nose. First of all, I'm surprised that my body is made up of 99% mucus. It seems like because I have more. I have 6'1", 250 pounds of mucus inside this canister, and I'm only 6 foot and
Right.
249 pounds.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I get quite a bit out of this thing. So I mean,
yeah, when people rest their bare ass fucking feet on your airline seat, yeah, oh
oh
yeah,
yeah, no, that's so gross. That's
right,
so gross. I saw a picture of somebody that like the person behind them had put their feet up on the armrests like next to them or whatever. Oh my god, I'd freak out. I would freak out.
yeah.
Like I would totally freak out.
By the way, it looks like Tay Logan. It looks like I'm correct in that she might not be joining us here today because she's 10 minutes late already, 11 minutes late. Anyway, I had before I go on with these, I had a really weird dream that I got an email from her because I've been expecting she might not show up because of all the stuff that went down with booking her. But I had it was in my dream, but it felt so real that she sent me an email saying, "I'd like to cancel your show. I don't like you. I don't, I don't find you funny, and I don't like you or your audience." And I was like, "Wow, that's a fucking brutal."
But that was a dream. You that didn't
Yes, I
right.
don't. No, there's no email. I checked this morning. Like, is that real? Uh, I've gotten some brutal emails, but that one, and it felt like really weird. Like, how do I explain this to people? Should I even? And the impulse to me was to get nasty back and say, "Well, you're not that funny." But what am I being, petty about? I
Right.
understand you don't think I'm funny. And I was coming back to the Norm Macdonald thing when Norm Macdonald got fired from Weekend Update, and he was on Letterman, and he was talking about Don Omar. "Hey, he's a good man," and Letterman was like, "Well, he's a fat pig. He fired you." But he's a good man.
Yeah.
you know,
But
uh,
dude, I met Norm once. I got to shake his hand. He's actually like a nice guy. You know what I mean?
was
But the you know when something bad happens like that, you know what I mean? It is true that I think it's very human nature to have kind of maybe an adverse knee jerk reaction or whatever, but the more present you are, the more aware you are of who you are and what matters to you, like the more you understand, like in that case, it was just business. You know
right.
what I mean? It probably wasn't even a personal deal. It wasn't probably something that came down to any one person's decision. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so,
Actually, with the
you
Norm thing, it was one person. What happened was Don Allmeyer, who was running NBC at the time, was a good friend of O.J. Simpson, and Norm was relentless
oh yep,
in,
yep.
in fucking making fun of O.J. Simpson. And Allmeyer finally said, "I've had enough. You can't do weekend." But they still kept him on Saturday Night Live. But he said, "But I suck in those bits that they want me to do. The only thing I'm good at is Weekend Update." But
Yeah.
anyway, all right, let's move on. 12. It's disgusting when people invade my personal space, either by walking past me too closely, standing too close next to me, or behind me in line. I hate it when that right next to me. Well, this is a personal problem. Where is that line? Where it's too close?
Right.
It's
Yeah,
different for
what's your
everybody.
bubble? People's bubbles vary from
Yeah.
person to person for sure.
Touching 13, touching their private parts, armpits, picking their nose. Of course, listen, I don't see people picking their nose a lot in public. I mean, maybe once in a while, but I think most people get it that you're not supposed to stick your fingers in your nose, and you definitely don't do that in public. Touching their private parts, armpit, picking their nose, and then touching other people or handling food. Listen, that's a fucking crime. If you're handling food, you got to. If I saw somebody picking their nose and then making my burger, I would call the Department of Health right then and there. Say, get a picture of it. Look, this guy's fucking putting boogers in my burger. It's a booger burger.
I try not to pick my nose in public, but I often pick my wife's nose in public. That's just,
Well, it's like, yeah, well, we don't.
I don't want her to look silly. If she's got a bat in the cave, I don't want her to pick her own nose in public, so I do it for her.
But you would go wash your hands, right? You would go wash.
I like to do her dirty work, yeah, because I like finding 20s.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I was gonna say. There's a 20 in it.
Shit. Like I was like, man, I knew this washing hands thing was gonna work out eventually. Fuck.
14 is spraying perfume in hopes of covering up for sweat stank or not realizing now instead of smell like sweat mixed with perfume, it's arguably worse. I don't know. This is, for me, I'm too old, but because it's a distant memory. Because in the disco days, that was a common thing. Guys would drive around with bottles of cologne in their car,
right?
But I haven't seen that. I mean, basically everybody's fucking sweaty, stinky when on my gigs because they don't start out that way. But while you're dancing in a hot club, you're gonna get that way, and after a while, everybody is that way. 15, wearing outdoor shoes in the house. It's disgusting.
What is that? What the fuck?
Really? I know lots of people who make you take your shoes off when you come in.
I'll tell you what, if you have a fucking dog and you tell me to take my fucking shoes off in your house, you can kiss my ass. I'll just leave. I'll just fucking leave. You know what I mean? If you have a dog that comes in and out, runs all over, and then you want me to take my fucking shoes off in your house, you can kiss my fucking ass. Like it's not gonna happen.
I'm not Japanese. I don't, and I know it's a big part of the Japanese culture. You take your shoes off,
right?
And I never got that. My wife is like that, but
yeah, this is a great question. What the fuck are outdoor shoes? Like fucking y'all rich motherfuckers got different shoes for shit.
No,
you know what I mean? Like fucking
there are indoor shoes now. They're like slippers and those kind of things that people wear.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, house shoes. Okay, all right. I'll give you that. You that.
Anything you wear outside of the house is the outdoor shoes, but there are house shoes, those
right.
Dopey looking slippers that people I get bitched at for that too, not walking around barefoot in the house like I'm supposed to. I never wore slippers in my life until my wife made me.
Yeah, I mean, not to like prison. Like I don't remember having. I don't maybe I might have got slippers as a Christmas present once or something when I was growing up. Maybe, but they probably didn't last very long because I'm sure I wore them outside. Because.
Kelly says, well, she's fucking biased. This President Bean Flicker, she can't be fucking complimenting you all fucking day long.
Don't forget to compliment the dog. He's a big cheese. It just
comes off as insincere because we know she's got an agenda. She's on the payroll, which is not really paying. But,
listen, I was going to say, if you think she's getting paid, I'm like...
No, well, you're going to have to wash your hands a lot more to
right. Yeah. I mean, eventually it would be great to pay her because, like, I would love to see it grow and grow. She's been doing a great job, though. She posts all the time. Whenever I go live on the Star Ranking, she's always there trying to push more people to it. So that's always nice. She does really good.
She could make you a lot. Never mind. I just think that if there's one video that she could go and make it go viral and we could pay for everything. I mean, we'd all be like, never mind. I'm just...
No, yeah, I know. So I thought about, so like Terry Funk died last week or whatever, right? And I said to my wife, we had a bunch of and I got them right here even, like we had a bunch of tax and stuff, and Terry Funk died. And I grew up a huge wrestling fan. I was a huge wrestling fan when I was a kid. Not so much these days, but when I was younger, I was really big into wrestling, and I loved Terry Funk and like extreme matches and stuff like that. And I don't know if you know this about me, dog, but I got an extremely high tolerance for pain.
You mentioned that a couple
times. And so I thought about making a video of me throwing myself down onto some tacks in honor of Terry Funk. And my wife was like, I can't help you video that. I can't watch you do that. I'm sorry.
I'm with her. Don't do that. Because even though you have pain, having a high tolerance for pain, I do too, in that kind of sense, like physical pain. different kinds of pain, like a fucking toothache. I will cry like a bitch.
Oh yeah,
But
tooth pain is different. That's a
yeah,
different monster.
but here's the thing: pain serves as a a good notifier that you shouldn't be doing that. And
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have a high tolerance for pain, you could actually do some real damage to yourself because you don't have a feel the pain the way a lot of other people do.
Right.
You'll go too far, and so
Yeah.
I'm with your wife on that. Don't fucking do that.
I mean, they're tacks though. They're tiny little tacks. What are these things gonna do to me?
You know,
Nothing.
well,
That's flesh wound.
If it's been in a public bathroom,
Right. Fair. Fair.
Oh, by the way, I haven't heard anything more about the leprosy outbreak, but there was a leprosy outbreak recently in Florida and Texas. So, 16, clipping or filing fingernails in public. That doesn't bother me as much as people biting their fingernails like all the time in public. That drives me crazy. But I've never really seen anybody clipping their fingernails in public. What would be really weird is if they're
I mean, I guess I've seen it happen in public, but not like near people in public. Like I've seen, and even myself, like I might be in a park or something, and like if I break a nail or whatever in that moment, I might end up clipping my nails.
I don't think it's a guy thing, you know what? Because I have seen women, but I don't even think it never occurred to me that stuff's coming off there. You see women with the emery boards doing their pretty nails and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but I never thought of that as gross. I don't see stuff coming off. I'm sure there is, but
I think proximity is really the issue there. How close are you to other people while you're doing it?
Not flossing is number 17. As soon as you stop doing it regularly, you realize how gross it is not to do it. I never even knew about dental floss until I was in my 20s. Well, I mean, as a kid, you brush your teeth. You never flossed. Nobody told me about flossing until I had a girlfriend who was obsessed about it, and she always brought her flossing. Now, in public, that would fucking gross. You see people.
Oh yeah, that's super gross.
Yeah. 18. I'm cursed with misophonia. I don't even know what that is, and have to work with Neanderthals gargling their phlegm. Ooh, chewing with their mouth. Oh, noises. All those, I had a girl who worked at a travel agency. I was doing some marketing work for her, and any sound, that sound would fucking drive her up a fucking wall. She would get homicidal if she heard like lips smacking together. Edward Norton talks like that. Every time he says a sentence, you hear. That fucking drives people crazy. I'm sure some people just committed suicide by me doing that.
Yeah, maybe. I remember wife number 2, when she first started coming to visit me while I was in prison. We were just getting to know each other because we knew each other on the streets, but we didn't like know each other. So we were, during these visits, we're just getting to know each other. We haven't spent a lot of time with each other outside of this prison visit room or whatever. And when the holidays came up, they made some like holiday Little Debbie snack cakes available to purchase in the visit room. Like your visitor could buy some during the visit and you could have them during the visit, but you couldn't take them when you left. And so like it's a whole box of Little Debbie snacks, which is a treat that I haven't had at this point in like maybe 2 years or so, because I make the quarter an hour and I can't afford to buy Little Debbie's on commissary. So she buys this box of Little Debbie's during the visit and tells me to just, go ahead, have a few, right? And like, I'm not even thinking about it, dude. Like I'm so far from present in like any reality other than my own, because the only thing I'm thinking is I'm about to smash these chocolate Christmas trees like no fucking tomorrow, and I'm just fucking eating the fuck out of these things. And I'm like halfway through the third one we haven't talked in probably 4 minutes. You know what I mean? like this woman is literally sitting across the table from me, just watching me stuff my face with these little Debbie chocolate Christmas trees. And I'm all chipmunked out. My cheeks are puffed, and I'm like, I got half a tree in my mouth, and I pull it back and I look at her and she's just got this look on her face, just like, just horrified, this horrified look on her face. And I was like, what? And she just looks at me. She goes, do you always eat like that? And I was like, oh my God, no, I'm so sorry. Just like, like I really got lost in that moment of food. It was a terrible moment.
My ex-wife used to freak out and not just me, because a lot of guys do this, and I realized it since then. About 40 years now, I've been realizing this because she made me aware of it, that I used to do it, and all my friends did it. When they eat with a fork, often their teeth will touch the fork. And that will drive her insane. Like, just knowing that your teeth touch the fork, the sound of it, the sight of it, anything would really just trigger her in a very weird way. I don't do it anymore because she made me like afraid to do it. Like,
did she stab you with a fork?
Like that? Yeah, something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it became something where I was extremely conscious of it, and I just, God forbid this fucking fork ever touches my teeth. So you got to be really careful about how you eat.
Right.
Yeah. Not 19. This is the last one. I don't know why there's not 20. There's 19.
Right. Yeah, that's an odd number.
Not washing their legs and just letting the water run down to clean them. Now, how would you know that? You'd have to be in the shower with somebody.
No. There's another way to know, because so if you don't really wash your legs, like you're gonna get like clumps of dead skin that don't come all the way off of you.
Right.
That's a way to know if somebody's not, like, if they take a shower and they're not really washing themselves, is because that dead skin will actually clump up.
All right, but so I never. Most people, I don't see their legs. You know what? I don't look.
Yeah, wash your damn legs.
And definitely when guys, I don't look at guys if they show up in shorts or something. I don't like guys in shorts and bands coming on stage in shorts. That's a fucking big bugaboo with me. If you're gonna be on stage, wear fucking pants.
You know what? That's actually so. There's a book for stand-up comedy called "Don't Wear Shorts on Stage." I forget who the author is, but they wrote a book called "Don't Wear Shorts on Stage," and it's actually something that I noticed about the show Kill Tony. When I watched the show Kill Tony, if you pay close attention, at least one of the comedians on the panel every time, if that comedian comes out wearing a pair of shorts, like, you'll see the person on the panel look them up and down, and like sometimes you can see the like disgust.
Yeah.
Because like in the industry, it's considered faux pas to wear shorts on stage because it's a distraction.
Right. William Montgomery, who got somewhat famous from that. He goes on stage with sandals and shorts, and that fucking, I don't like.
I can't stand William Montgomery. He's like a perennial of the show. He's in Tony Hinchcliffe's eyes, he's a Kill Tony Hall of Famer for sure. But I'm going to tell you, one of the things they say whenever they bring him up is he's got more minutes and more interviews than anybody else in Kill Tony history. Well, what that tells me is he's got more flubbed lines than anybody else in Kill Tony history, because I've never seen anybody who can't read their own writing off a note card like this motherfucker.
You know what? I didn't even. I've only seen two appearances of his.
Ugh.
But I have seen his show. I hate because Brett Erickson is a good friend of his. Brett is on his show. He's the Ed McMahon to his show. So I don't like to badmouth my friends, but I don't find William funny at all. He said one thing in out of everything I've seen of him, and I've seen hours now because I watch it just for Brett stuff. But he said one thing out of all the hours that I've seen him that I thought was truly funny. And he said, somebody a heckler in the audience, "I'll come and die at your house." Like, that's a threat. I will come and die in your house. I thought that was fucking hysterical. That's a great threat. But other than that, I agree with you. I don't think he's funny, and I don't see what the allure of him is why.
I think his little freakouts or whatever, how he just goes from, I think what amuses Tony about him is that he just goes off the handle at the littlest things or whatever, and he finds that amusing. But I'll be honest with you, and to be fair, you don't know what level of seriousness is, some of what he says is, but there was a few weeks ago that he was talking about how Red Band needs to shut the fuck up, and he brought a gun and da 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 da. And I'm like, look, listen, bro, I don't know if you're trying to be funny, but where I'm from, saying shit like that ain't no fucking joke.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. You say some shit like that to some people I fucking know, you better have that fucking gun on you, and you better be ready to fucking use it.
Yeah, good point. So I mean, not to go on a continuous William Montgomery bashing, but he's one of these guys who shows up on stage with shorts and fucking sandals. And
notes. He reads off of notes all the time. It drives me fucking bananas.
For a 1 minute beat.
For 1 fucking minute. Yeah, you can't remember 1 fucking minute, bro. I don't give a shit if you wrote that shit this week. Give me a fucking break.
Really, I get it, man. Listen. People don't understand because I don't
and he misreads them.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, I don't like people being on stage reading off of tablets and phones and stuff, especially if they're a professional musician, they were hired to play a gig and they come. That bothers the hell out of me. So a guy who can't remember 1 minute of material is really going to irk me. But I get people don't think I'm too anal about that. Everybody uses stuff on stage.
No, they don't. True professionals certainly do not. And I agree with you because it is a level of professionalism.
As soon as you say that, somebody will bring up a video of a national headliner on stage with a pad. So last time I said it, Christopher Cross. Somebody brought up a Christopher Cross playing in a concert in a place, and he's got this huge tablet on his mic stand. It's that's a whole other thing. I mean, I don't know what that's all about, but I'm not Christopher Cross, and the people on my level are not Christopher Cross. People on my level are paid to entertain people, not to read on stage. Nobody pays to watch me read. You might as well come and watch me on the bowl if you want to watch me read. Right. Sorry, we drifted back there. Today, 54 years ago today, Johnny Cash had a #1 hit that was a #1 hit for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It's called Boy Named Sue.
Yeah, I love that song. I know that word for word. Guaranteed.
Now people ask me all the time to play Johnny Cash songs. Nobody ever in the history of my life has ever asked me to play Boy Named Sue. And
Are you kidding?
No, they asked for I Walk the Line. They asked for Ring of Fire. They asked for Folsom Prison. I play Sunday Morning Coming Down. And lots of Johnny Cash songs. Nobody ever asked for that.
I've sang it at comedy shows before. I've actually sang that during comedy shows, like my longer sets for sure.
I'm just interested in how it will go over today with all the trans stuff going on. Boy Named Sue.
No, it's probably not aging well. That's a good point.
Yeah. And I wonder if they would even play it on the radio in today.
I mean, yeah, I can see it getting heat. I can see him getting a few calls for, you know what I mean? Because, God, it's so dumb though.
Let's boycott Johnny Cash. I mean, that's what we're down to. It's crazy.
Listen, bro, if people start doing that, I will get spitting mad. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was one thing that really jumped out at me because I was looking at the charts 54 years ago today. I love all those fucking songs. Some of them many people might not know, but for me, this is a great top 10. Let me see if I can find it. I want to read it if I can. How do I get there? Here. Uh, Too many pictures of puppies and shit on my. I love puppies. They get me with these puppies. Here you go. Honky Tonk Woman was actually number one. It just replaced Boy Named Sue, which was the running number one song. So the Stones came out with a new album yesterday, and then the number one single called "Angry" is fucking great. It's vintage Stones, really good stuff. So Honky Tonk Woman was number one 54 years ago today. Boy Named Sue number two. Sugar Sugar, the Archies. You know that song?
Sugar, sugar, da, 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 da,
Yeah,
da,
that's the one.
da, honey,
I don't know
honey.
how that got in there. Green River from Creedence Clearwater. That's a good one. Get Together by the Youngbloods. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together.
I
Put a
was
little.
featured in Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little love in your heart. Lay Lady Lay, Bob Dylan going to Nashville and putting on that. Lay Lady Lay. Easy to Be Hard. You know that song, Easy to Be Hard?
I don't think so. Who's that by?
Three Dog Night.
Oh, okay.
Good one. Laura Nero, I believe, wrote it.
I didn't know that was in what year?
1969.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sweet Caroline was now that I can't get to a gig, even on a country gig, without people requesting that song.
Bro, that's one of the only that's one of the only reasons I would abhor being a karaoke DJ is I know that I would hear that song almost every night and it would make me want to stab my eardrums.
I can't figure out the appeal of that song. It's a
no, me neither, bro.
It's me a shitty neither. Song.
It's fucking
people
terrible.
Like going so good, so good, so good. You know when they do that, I go no good, no good, no.
Yeah,
good.
it's fucking. No, when that starts happening, when the whole crowd gets into it, like I literally want to throw myself off a cliff in that moment. I don't like the whole room is enjoying themselves, and I just want to commit Harry Carey all day. Like it's just like I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what it is about that moment, but it really bothers me. It bothers me almost as much as a group of people doing the Macarena. It's like.
Hey, Macarena. Wow, I forgot about that one. Now that's 40 years ago. Or close to 40 years ago. It was like 1986, 87 when the Macarena. So you're talking 37.
I mean, yeah, but it didn't become popular until like 96. 96, 97 is when the Macarena like blew up and became like a huge dance craze. I know because I was in high school.
No, I think Ian's wrong. Ian is right on a lot of things, and he brings up some good points. And has been dunking some 3-pointers from hitting it from 3-point range a lot with the funny stuff lately. But he says the appeal of that song is the horn section. The horn section is what? Bum, bum, bum. People sing that.
Yeah.
We don't have horns, so I don't know. I mean, and all that's the whole song.
I mean, that there's more people. There are some horn people that do like during that part. There's a lot of people that are like trying their best to like make their nasal cavity some type of horn.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is like I definitely have seen that a number of times.
All right, fair point. So we'll give Ian half a point.
Half a point. Yeah, you get half a point. Yeah.
He says they sing it because it's their favorite part. Their favorite part is where they get to say "so good, so good, so good." Because often they won't. They'll do. You expect them to do. You stop it. We go, "Sweet Caroline," and stop. And they, we were supposed to go bum bum bum, but now we don't even do bum bum bum. We do Boston sucks. Or what I do, and people don't pick up on it, but Mikey picks up on it. He gets pissed off when I do this. We go, "Sweet Caroline." I say, "Fuck that slut," and it doesn't really register with the crowd, but it makes me feel better. Fuck that slut. Because Caroline, I don't know if you know Caroline, but she was pretty fucking slutty back in the day. Anyway, where were we? Oh, do you have news? Do you want to do news?
I do have news. Of course, I've been tasked. I'm ready.
You know what? I'm gonna create a news intro for you, like I have an intro for Robert Taylor, who's coming up. But for now, I'm just gonna pull myself out and say, ladies and gentlemen, here now with the news, our senior news anchor, Willie Cronkite.
Thank you, Matt. Actor-director Ethan Hawke told Variety magazine that directing his daughter's sex scenes in the just-released Wildcat film felt so comfortable. Hawke, 52, and daughter Maya, who is 25, have worked together before on 2020's The Good Lord Bird. Well, a little birdie told me, Ethan, that the good Lord does not approve. The devil and Pornhub have no problem with it, however. It's fine with them. BloodyElbow.com reports that Dana White and the UFC are not happy with the PFC, or Pillow Fighting Championship League. The UFC lawyers contend that the pillow fighting logo is too similar to the UFC logo and could create confusion. The PFC CEO, Steve Williams, said that the UFC was being ridiculous with its claims, and I myself tend to agree.
Me too.
However, I also thought it was ridiculous when the World Wildlife Foundation forced Vince McMahon to get the F out. But that sure happened, you know?
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but that's what the World Wildlife Foundation stated in their lawsuit, was that the WWF World Wrestling Federation logo caused confusion. So
right.
like they literally used the same. Anyway, all right. I'm sorry. Next story. All right. The New York Post reports that the Utah Jazz assistant coach is Jason Terry is being sued. Terry is accused of renting a watch from Eric the Jeweler and not returning it or even paying for the rental. When asked for comment, Eric the Jeweler said, "Hey, yo, man, this ain't even cool. Like, I'm going to take your ass to motherfucking Steve Harvey court. Because Steve Harvey, he definitely going to give me justice. Steve Harvey would pay for his watch if he had to rent one. But Steve Harvey would never have to rent no watch. Because Steve Harvey's the man." That was a direct quote from Eric the Jeweler.
Yeah, but I don't know if the quotes have that accent. I don't know. Colloquialism.
Probably not. And finally, the world prepares for Batman Day. Celebrations of every kind are coming together for September 16th, when the Caped Crusader will be honored in about every way that you can imagine. Various theaters around the world will play a variety of the DC hero movies. Amazon is going to have crazy deals on Batman products. And in Brazil, over 7,000 people will race to celebrate Batman and his crime-fighting ways. If only there were this kind of collective worldwide effort to fight crime. You know, like human trafficking, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Well, she didn't show up.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the news.
All right. Wow, that's great news. Congratulations. You're getting better every day. Now, Ethan Hawke, what a fucking creep, man.
Yeah, no, I was like, fucking what? Like,
wait.
And like, so I've that's the daughter he has with Uma Thurman. And I'm surprised she didn't like nobody. It's weird to me. You know, like the people they were most. I read the whole article. The people they were most concerned with were the two guys that she was doing the scenes with. They thought that they would be more creeped out than anyone, which I can understand because, like, imagine doing a scene with an actress and her fucking dad is directing the scene. Like, dude, that's got to be weird as fuck, bro.
When I was a young man, used to have sex with this girl in her bedroom. Her father opened the door and said something. Whatever he said to her, I don't even remember what he said. But he stood there like looking for. I'm in her. I'm in like fucking naked.
You're
And
just sitting there soaking, frozen.
and I'm waiting for him to close the door. Like, oh, first of all, I'm expecting a beating, but like close the door. And so, what am I supposed to do? And it seemed like it lasted for minutes. And that's just my imagination, but
Right.
way too
Your
long.
panic like really stretched out the time.
I can't imagine getting paid to have sex with your daughter while you watch. It should be against the law. Yeah,
well, and no, hang on. Let's back up a little bit here. They probably weren't actually having sex. This is a Hollywood movie. It's not like a porn. So I mean, I'm sure it was not actual penetration or anything like that.
Don't be so sure, because
that's true. That's true.
I forget, it was a while back, but there was a list of scenes where it was actually real in modern movies where it actually became real on set, and it was just like, wow, that's fucking mind blowing that these people were actually. I don't know. Somebody watching, maybe one person watching might be a turn on. Everybody watching on set, lights going on, all the heat, and directors yelling cut and go, action.
Yeah, I don't think any of that would bother me at all. Matter of fact, I'm getting kind of excited you just talking about it. I'm like, man, where do I go? Where do I sign up? Put me in, coach. Let's go.
Wow. I don't know. It would definitely make it hard for me to get it up in that. Like everybody's watching,
Yeah, I'm a performer. I like to really perform. So and like it's no different in that arena, to be honest. like I'm down for it. Like
I guess I'm trying to refresh my old man memory, because I think when I definitely in my 20s and 30s I wouldn't have a problem with it, but now it's just like, you know what. It takes a good long time for me to even get the motor started. It's not like I used to go out and just turn the key and boom,
right.
Now it's like.
I mean, I mean that's one of the discussions. Like my wife, that poor lady, like she put a post out the other day about how like she'll just be changing clothes and I'm just over there getting absolutely like horny because like I saw a side boob for a fraction of a second and I'm just like, oh, are we about to have sex? You know what I mean? And like that poor woman, like and I'm 42, and that's part of what I told her. I'm like, look, man, like it's not like I'm taking pills or anything like that. I'm just like this. I've been like this my whole life.
What is it about side boob? Because side boob can be more alluring than front boob.
I agree.
Why?
I agree.
What is it about side boob that tricks us, that makes
I'll be honest with you. My favorite form of nudity is nudity that doesn't show anything. Dude, you want to really turn me on? Show me a fucking penis spread, because I swear to God, dude, they do such a good job at because I love seeing the female form, but it doesn't have to be about this. Like it not being sexy makes it sexy. Is that like, I know that sounds like but that's kind of what it is. Like the more elegant, like the more skin you can show me without actually showing me anything, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
Leave a little to the imagination.
That's the idea. Right. Yeah.
Now, have you met Robert Taylor?
I don't. Do you know what? I think we did. I think we were on the show together maybe one time for just briefly.
Well, he's here now for his brief piece called, and you stick with us. This is called Thank You for Your Service, and he's here now. Let's bring him in. Here he is. Good morning, Robert.
What's going on?
What does that shirt say? Gotta lava it? Gotta lava. Gotta lava try?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It was from the Iron Man. It's a shoe company was giving away T-shirts during Iron Man week. It was
Oh.
free. It was free.
Who can resist a free T-shirt? I mean,
I have a Stepford Wives T-shirt that I was given at Venice Beach, California, and for that same reason, they were just fucking handing them out.
Yeah.
But the front of it said "Perfection has a price," which was cool. Like,
Yeah, I used to when I go over for Iron Man, my son would go, and he just roam around all day long because all the vendors from the sport would come over there. That was a big week, and I had to buy a duffel bag the day before we left to fill it with all the free crap he got. He had
that's
watches,
cool.
shoes, everything, man.
very cool stuff. What have you been up to? You got what'd you do?
Well,
what's the
last week before when I went to Portland, Maine for the festival, I finally got a half-ass decent tape, and I sent it to Jason Rowland to get feedback on. I got feedback on Sunday. He sent me like a 3-page Excel spreadsheet and a 9-page report on a 10-minute set. And yeah, and I've been writing, doing edits and stuff all week. And then yesterday we did like an hour Zoom to go over the feedback and stuff. So tonight I go up to North Carolina for the North Carolina Comedy Festival, and I'm gonna try some of the reworked stuff out, see how it goes.
Wait, North Carolina, where? That's not the Raleigh Dorm.
It's like an hour from your brother. It's in Greensboro.
Ah,
I mean,
Katie. I think he's going to see Katie tonight in Good Nights in Durham.
Yeah.
You're going there tonight for that?
Yeah, tonight and Saturday night.
And what's that like? How many comics? What are you talking about?
I think she's got, it's stand-up and improv. I think she's got altogether like 150 people in it.
Thanks for saying improv, because you reminded me. I still haven't gotten that book. I gotta go get the book. I forgot about it. You know that I was looking at the improv mindset episode that I did that night. Really big numbers on Rumble, which has surprised the hell out of me, because Rumble is really a far right wing political version of YouTube. They don't really care about entertainment, comedy, or all that kind of stuff. So, but that one did really big numbers on Rumble. So I don't know what it is about that particular episode. It actually did good on a couple of Facebook channels that were on too. It did okay on YouTube. I think it got 1,000 views or something like that. Not great, but just surprising that people are interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Pretty popular.
Yeah. Are either of you guys fans of Louis J. Gomez?
Yeah, the Skank. What is it? The
Skankfest.
Skankfest. Yeah.
He's got a new special out, 30-minute special. I have not seen it.
Who doesn't have a new special out?
What?
Me.
Who doesn't?
I know.
Who doesn't?
Shane Gillis got one yesterday.
No, but who did one yesterday?
Shane Gillis on Netflix.
Oh yeah, and they would that on Twitter. They would kind of.
I haven't seen it.
People were trying to make it a competition between Gillis and Gomez.
Yeah, that's not a competition.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll be interested to see it, because it's like it's been an arms race. You know, like the last 6 months, everybody trying to pump specials out.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all not all good either.
Well, Gomez, I know the odds are slim. I want to reach out to him to see if I can get him on, because he's an interesting character to me. I haven't seen the special. I've seen a couple of things where he made me laugh, but it wasn't like he wasn't knocking me out. But he's just every time I expect him to take a position on something, I follow him on Twitter. He takes the opposite position, and it's like, well, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. It's hard to figure him out. So I would love to get him on and talk to him about it. I'm sure if I approach him, he's going to think it's just I'm trying to get famous off of him. You know, this is the world we live in now. It's like how many followers do you have? What can it do for me? And are you just using me to get famous? And that's that's always the attitude.
Yeah.
Roseanne pulled that on a couple of people. Like,
Well, also too, man, there's so many people that have podcasts now, and they're all vying for the same guest. It's like,
right.
fuck, Mark Norman's on 10 different podcasts a day.
Oh my God, yeah.
But they're all comics. They're either friends of his wife's, or they're comics that he worked with 10 years ago, or they're friends of another comic friend. That's what I was going to ask you, if you knew somebody that knew Luis Gomez. I don't, maybe they could put a word in for you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's different, because like, I know that for like I don't know how much I can even say, but like I was listening to a podcast and I just heard one of the comedians on the podcast talking about how they liked something that I knew someone was associated with. So I just
here, spill it out. Spit it out. What
am I? I didn't know if I could say or whatever.
You can say anything.
Okay, well, but I didn't know.
Nobody's
but I don't know if the word is. Are you sure?
Yes, you could say anything.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was listening to Bertcast, and I heard Bert talk about how he was a huge fan of the Howard Stern show. And so I was like, dude, if that's true, he probably loves Jackie Martling.
Right.
Like if he was as big a fan, like knowing the little bit about Bert that I do, the kind of person that he is, if he was the kind of fan of the Howard Stern show that he was saying he was, there's no way this guy doesn't love Jackie. Right?
Yeah.
And so I just messaged Jackie, like, Jackie, have you thought about messaging Bert and seeing if he would want you on the show? Because I bet you he would fucking shit his pants to have you on. Right. And like, dude, like sometimes we don't think about, somebody like, to me, Jackie Martling is a fucking treasure. You know what I mean? Like he was the funny man behind one of the biggest, radio and TV personalities of the 90s. Right. You know what I mean? And so like, sometimes we don't understand that the associations can, like, sometimes a friend of a friend or who man, it can get you a lot of different places.
Oh, definitely. It definitely, I use it all the time to book people. And by the way, I formally thank you on behalf of Jackie for even planting that seed. He did fly out to LA and do 2.5 hours with Bert. I've been trying to find out from Bert what happened to it, because it's not out. And
I think he's just kind of prioritized some other stuff. You know what I mean? I think he's trying to give some push to some people that got stuff going.
Tell you, I talked to Jackie Friday night, and he was a little nervous. He said, "It's gonna break my heart if he just trashes that and never publishes it."
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So
that would.
Yeah, that would be fucked up if he went.
That'd be super fun. No,
I mean, all the way out to LA just to do this thing. Now he called me from the bar, and Jackie's not drinking. I guess people went out for a few drinks after the podcast, and he was there. He called me that night after he did it, and he was all lit up, full of excitement about, I just, he's thanking me, and I said, I had nothing to do with it. That was all Willie. I didn't fucking have anything to do with that. I didn't even know he did it. But at this point now, it's been over a month, and it's kind of like, and Bert's being coy about it, not even saying anything about it. And when I went on Bert's Twitter and I said, "What's with the Jackie episode? Is that ever coming out?" He blocked me.
Yeah. Well, see, that's
for
what
real?
I was gonna say, man.
No, yeah. Jackie, not Jackie. Bert blocked me.
He's notorious for if someone puts a little pressure on him, he'll cave in. So that's what I'm wondering, if there's somebody in the loop that doesn't like Jackie. I'm not saying there is, but I'm saying there could be.
Right. I'm super curious now.
Put that bird in his ear. Hey man, you don't want him on there, or that's not gonna help you, or
Unfortunately, Jackie's a sweetheart, a really good guy, and anybody who gets to know him would know that. But there are people who got a stick up their ass because of him. And
there could be somebody
my
who
friend
fucking hates Howard Stern that links Jackie in with Howard Stern. And you know how that stuff goes, man.
Brett Erickson,
They're
Brett Erickson called him a angry Joe Biden wannabe when he was on the podcast, and that was breaking my heart because Jackie's a friend of mine now. He's somebody who I consider a really dear friend, and to have another friend like putting him down,
yeah,
it's just like, you know. And so yeah, there is that. I don't know where it comes from. A lot of it comes from Stern spreading false information about Jackie. And that, have either of you guys seen the documentary, The Joke Man?
no,
I don't think I've seen it. No.
Oh, it's good, but I would thinking about it before when you were talking about the girl watching.
It's available on YouTube, right?
It's everywhere. It's
Right.
Apple, every streaming service out there. But you were talking about the woman watching you eat food, and there's a part of it is what a fucking gavone Jackie is. Like, you can't watch this man eat. It's like watching a pig attack a garbage dumpster or something. It's unbelievable, but it's really good documentary. But it also addresses the shit that Stern put out there that was bullshit about Jackie. Anyway, what is GD saying? Jackie's a joke man. He just did he just redo old jokes from old black comics? He did. No, he does not just black comics, white comics, green comics, yellow comics. Jackie is an encyclopedia of jokes. That's where he got.
He really is.
That's where he got the joke man. Now there is, and this is really, I don't know if he's ever missed, but and this is what I want to ask him when I get him on the show. I'm saving this. I don't talk to him about the documentary at all when we talk, but I'm saving it for live. But in the documentary, there is footage of him on stage, and he brings up people from the audience, and they will start a joke, and he'll finish it. Yeah. Every single one. Go down the line. They'll start a joke. And every fucking joke ever written, he's heard and can finish it for you. You just start the joke and he'll boom. And I don't think he's ever missed. That's what I want to ask him. Is he batting 1,000 with that shit? Because that's insane. You got to have like an incredible memory for that. And to be quick, like even if you started telling me a joke and I've heard it before, I'm not going to get it right. I'm going to struggle with it. Oh, yeah, I've heard this. How does it go? But
right.
You know.
Boom. Yeah, it just has it.
Yeah.
If he interviewed Jackie for over 2 hours, Bert probably talked for 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But, or if he didn't, that's probably why he's not airing the video, because Jackie talked too much on there.
Or it could be... Could be a lot of editing between the two of them, because Jackie can do that too. He can go into stories of old days, how Stern Show stuff and all that kind of stuff, and all those stories that he has, and get lost in the story and make 7 twists and turns before he gets back to where he started and telling the story. By the way, Tommy Chong is not going to be with me tomorrow. Neither will Cheech, but October 6th. October 6th has been rescheduled for. That was my fuck up. I had a fucked up day yesterday. Everything I touched turned to shit. After the morning show, I thought the morning show went well. I enjoyed the morning show. And then after that, everything I touched turned to fucking cocky.
How'd the evening show go?
She canceled on me, but I didn't know she canceled on me until 8:01. It was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. She had sent me a email through the publicist site that we got, and I don't check that. I mean, send me an email. So, days ago, she sent me an email that she had an eye infection and needed to reschedule. And I at 8:01 come, and I thought maybe I should just check that publicist site, and there she is leaving me a message. So that was something I was really interested in talking about, because human trafficking.
Yeah.
And doing the research for this show. Not to take a serious note here, but do you guys really understand what human trafficking means and what is implied by that? Because it can mean a whole lot of different things.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Robert.
No, it's real. There's a lot of stuff going on down here, especially coming out of Atlanta.
Well, it could mean sexual stuff, but not always, right?
Yeah. Right. Because
go ahead.
Well, I learned that. So this whole thing with Andrew Tate. He's being charged with human trafficking or whatever, and like really, according to his interview, I think with Tucker Carlson, I think he sat down with Tucker Carlson, and I watched most of that interview. And so, what Romania is saying that he did is that he has basically talked women into having these TikTok accounts that they don't want to have and keeping the money from them or whatever, which he says he isn't doing anyway. But like, it's not the long and the short of it. It's not always what you think. It's not always some girl, being, sexually used or whatever. Although that's a lot of times what it is. There's so many different thing, people to just cook for people, all sorts of different stuff, almost like indentured servants in a way, what I mean?
Some of it can be just like a Svengali hold on people, and to me that's a really tricky line to cross, because somebody has enough influence over you to make you stay in a relationship or stay in a place and be somewhat subservient to them,
right? I mean, my former job would almost technically qualify, bro.
I think every human being has probably been in that kind of relationship once in their life. Some of us get out of it quicker, but people can take advantage of you. And where do you draw the line when the definition is so fucking different in every place? Because I was watching a video of her, and she was giving a speech in a church, and basically going through all the different definitions there are. Homeland Security's the definition of human trafficking versus Google's definition versus Merriam-Webster and all this kind of stuff. It's like, well, how do you know when it's a crime then? Because there's so many fucking different definitions of it. And how do you get into that and stay in it for 20 or 30 years or whatever? So I was really juiced to have that conversation last night, and then it didn't happen. I was just one more fuck up of yesterday. Yeah, I did get a new sponsor, greenspace.li.com. My local dispensary is now a sponsor of the program. I'll be doing that stuff tomorrow. By the way, Robert, we got I'm not sure if you're aware, coffee. We got all sorts of coffee in minddogtv.com/shop. Mind Dog Coffee, my own brand. Now we're not no longer sponsored by that brand that I loved. That is currently not
burned down.
Yeah.
Burned down.
Yeah. No, I put them down because I figured I'd cut out the middleman and not have to wait months and months to get paid for the sponsorship. And basically want to use the revenue raised from that to pay contributors on the program.
My wife is badgering me for Mind Dog Coffee already. I just want you to know that.
What blend does she have a blend in particular? I'll send you a bag.
You know what? I'll tell her to look at what she wants, and
I recommend Whiskey Barrel. This is 2 days in a row for Whiskey Barrel.
Maybe
see, I'm not. It's like indica and sativa. It's like maybe just the name has got me convinced that it's different. Because I don't know. I'm very suggestible in that way. The Cowboy Blend was great the other day, but I was in really bad need of a bowel movement, and Cowboy Blend sounded like it would make me shit well, and then it did.
And where can we go to look at all these copies? Where?
minddog.tv.com/shop.
All right.
Shop.
All right, that's good.
Anyway, Robert, are you a coffee drinker?
No.
What do you drink? What do you do?
Water.
You're like
I think liquor. I think liquor. He was holding us some liquor a second ago.
No, they gave us that Jack Daniels sponsor to show
He's
up.
like fucking adamant.
Yeah.
You don't smoke. You don't drink. What do you do?
I eat chocolate.
Don't drink. Don't
smoke. Mind Dog chocolate.
He curses at children.
Yeah.
Robert, you got daughters, right? You got a daughter?
2 sons.
No. Oh, okay. I was just wondering because
not that I know of.
Did you hear the Ethan Hawke story that William brought to us this morning? Ethan Hawke is directing a movie with his 22-year-old daughter.
25-year-old daughter.
25-year-old daughter.
I'm doing an interview on somebody's podcast.
In a sex scene.
Two sex scenes.
2 sex scenes. Maybe I
He's
should
doing
pay
with
better attention to the story when it happens.
You're laughing too hard. It's okay.
I'm close. Ethan Hawke's daughter's sex is all I need to know. That's all. How many times, the exact age doesn't really.
Yeah.
But I was just curious. I mean, from a parent's perspective. But you got a son now. I think it would be even weirder watching my son fucking bang a hottie. You know, to be able to direct your kid in a sex scene. It's just fucking weird.
And to say that it was so comfortable is the really weird part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so comfortable. No problem at all. Fucking what?
Yeah. So maybe he does have a Pornhub future in front of him, directing for Pornhub. I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I will say that the article I read did include that so Maya also wasn't bothered by it, but I would like to point out that Maya and when she lost her virginity, it was when she skipped therapy. She skipped a therapy session and went and lost her virginity somewhere. So I think that that's kind of a testament to how many problems Maya is going to be looking forward to in the future. You know what I mean?
Does it
Like
say what age she was then?
I don't know. Yeah. When she lost her virginity, yeah, I don't know. It did not say what age she was when she lost her virginity.
Because generally girls lose their virginity in their teens, and for teenagers going to therapy,
That's what I was
definitely
gonna say.
suggests that there's something fucked
What was
up.
she in therapy for? Yeah. What was she in
Yeah,
therapy for?
I'm not sure. I mean, she's got two A-list parents.
Yeah.
It's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. All that, being a child of a star has got to be a weird fucking.
well, and I mean, I've been an Ethan Hawke fan for a long time, but this really like gave me reason for pause because I was just like, I don't know. It's definitely weird. I think it's very strange. I think it's even more strange that it's not strange to more people involved. You know what I mean? And but it's fucking Hollywood. So who knows what's
Right.
been, you know what I mean?
I'm wondering if
Like-
it's a movie he was here because he was directing. Is it the movie that Julia Roberts is in? Do you know that? Because he was here last year this time directing a movie with Julia Roberts.
Hang on. It's
My
called
Neighborhood.
let me find the story. I threw all my pages to the side as I was reading.
All right.
Where the hell's
While
the-
you look that up, Robert, we got gigs this weekend. What besides tonight?
Wildcat.
Tonight in North Carolina. What do you got going on?
Yeah, tonight, Sunday night. I try to work on some of that stuff I talked to Jason about. Then late next week, I'll leave for Las Vegas.
Wow. Are you going to Las Vegas?
Yeah,
Is there a chance you're going to be in the show, or
I'm in one of the shows.
you're on one of the shows?
Yeah,
Very cool. And that now, is Vegas like it was in every other city where they have like 4 nights? You have to advance each night, or
yeah, but this is more like a convention too. They have seminars every day where you can network with the bookers, and you could,
Cool.
Dante's going to be there. You had
Dante the comic?
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, he was on the show. I did open mic with him in 1991 at the Comedy Store in La Jolla.
wow.
Yeah, I met him in 2003. I met Dante.
Yeah,
He was my first comedy mentor in LA.
yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah, either of you guys follow him on Twitter?
Yeah,
I'm not on Twitter anymore.
I'm on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not on Twitter.
On Twitter, every day he's getting into political arguments.
Yeah,
with people.
I was just getting ready to say. He puts these things out, Dante's tips, and I'll check that out. He puts one out every couple of days, but then he goes on some rant about the cops or something like that.
He's totally anti-cop, and I get
Yeah.
it. My brother and I were out having this conversation because my brother is extremely Republican, very far right wing, and came up because cops came to shut us down Friday night. We played over the curfew, but I was saying that the cops don't enjoy doing that. As town residents call them and complain that we're going too late and they have to come and stop us. And my brother's like, "Fuck that! No, they love doing it. They love being, it gives them a boner to come and shut you down." And I was like, I thought you would be back to blue because you're so Republican. He's like, I never like cops. But Dante kind of is in that field too. I mean, thinks that every. Listen, I said I agree in some sense because even the relatives I grew up with half my family being mobsters, and the Italian side of my family all being in the fucking mob, and the Irish side of my family all being fucking cops. And I trusted the cops less than I trusted the gangsters.
So, like, you lived The Departed, is what you're saying.
I had a Thanksgiving dinner when I was like 9 years old at my mom's house, and two cousins sitting across the table from each other. One was a cop, and the other was a criminal who who had been arrested by that cop just 2 weeks before.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, my father had to bail out my cousin Louis, who was the one arrested. But yeah, my cousin Tom, who had just arrested. It was so fucking weird. Thanksgiving dinner. Here's the cop. Here's the criminal he just arrested, and it,
There's a movie that has like that exact same. The Heat. Isn't the Heat? Didn't the Heat do that or something like that?
I don't know, but I'm sure. I'm sure it's more common than.
Yeah,
especially where I'm from. Go ahead.
My brother was living in Connecticut. His wife is from Long Island, from Massapequa, right? And I went up for his wedding. This was like 1992 or something like that. And after the reception, the bar kicked us out. We were up in, I think, Milford or somewhere, right off the Merritt Parkway. And they kicked us out of the bar. And we were all in the hotel. And we went up to one of the hotel rooms, and everybody's in there. All the room is packed and stuff. And this one lady starts making a joke about something, and I made some comment. I don't know what it was. I know she was. And my brother said, "You know who that is, don't you?" I said, "No." He said, "You know who Joey Buttafuoco is, right?" He said, "That's his wife's sister." It was his wife's sister. I made some comment, and I was like, "Oh, shit, man."
Yeah. I just recently a friend came up to sit in with the band. He used to be in Bobby Buttafuoco's band. We were going over the Buttafuoco family tree and the all that all was attached to it. But where I grew up, we had lots of Italian people and lots of Irish people. Generally, the Irish people were all had family that were cops, and this is not like a New York thing. Irish people were a big part of the New York City Police Department, and of course, they were the original mobsters. Even before the Italians were, the Black Hand mob were Irish people. But then my Italian side, and there's a lot of Italian people where I grew up. A lot of them are either low-level gangsters or gangster wannabes, somehow attached, or criminals, just for criminals who just wish they were in the mob. So we had all that. So I think that's probably a pretty common experience, the one that I had with, one cousin being a cop and the other one being the guy he arrested 2 weeks before. And the odd thing was, now that I'm remembering it, my cousin Louis, who got arrested, was arrested for stealing tires off another cousin, but on the same side of the family. He didn't know it. Off another cousin's vehicle. He was the other cousin didn't even know about it until after that Thanksgiving dinner when my father kind of pieced this shit together. Wait a minute, you stole tires off a car on 32nd Street? That's Joey's. And he was like, so it all came. It's like a big clusterfuck of criminal activity all tied together at Thanksgiving dinner.
Man.
Yesterday, I got a job that I don't want, but I think it's something I want to talk to both.
You're really good at that, by the way.
Oh shit! I was just getting ready to say you went through almost.
Well, it's not a full-time job. It's not a permanent job. It's doing a website for a band, but it came about because they hooked up with an agent out of Orlando, Florida. Now this guy is legit, and he was talking about he sells entertainment. He books them. This is a band that basically around here they might get $3,000 a gig. He's going to be booking them in places big, Vegas and casinos and worldwide. He's like for Africa and stuff, getting them $40,000 or $50,000 a show.
Jeez.
And I said to him, "Do you have any comedians in your roster?" He doesn't have any comedians yet, but I was like, there's a whole other. But the thing is, and I'll talk to you guys offline. What really he looks for in a way to sell it. He wants to make it as sellable as possible, which is why I'm redoing the website. He gave me explicit instructions on exactly what they want to see in order to make the website be a 5-minute carouse for the buyer, and then he closes the deal and saying, "Well, how much, basically." But he doesn't do it for comedians yet. I was like, "There's a whole world of new clients out there waiting for you if you're so inclined to do it." He's going to be getting me some musicians from big time people. National headliners, maybe some of them from the older days, but he's going to get me some of those. But definitely, because it seems to me that both you guys are hustlers, networkers, but the element that is always the mystery is how you hook up with these agents who are willing to fucking put their life on a hold and work for you to get you sold. Like that one guy that you put me in touch with, Robert, the guy who got me Vic and Dave Landau, who's going to be here in a couple of weeks. That guy is somebody who actually just believes in the comedians enough that he makes it his personal cause to book them. I think that's what
he just remember when I did that show, which I think I'm getting the video back today, that military show in Fayetteville that I told you I was waiting on that good video from Jack Daniels or whatever. I just posted that one day I posted like a flyer because one of the guys who was in that show put on another veteran show and asked me to be in it, and he sent me the flyer, and 5 minutes after he sent me the flyer, I just put it up on social media and said, I'm gonna be in this show and whatever. 5 minutes after I put that flyer up, that guy James, the booker, messaged me and said, "Hey man, I got a show in Myrtle Beach in November. You want to headline us? It's for veterans gala, semi-formal gala in Myrtle Beach. You do 2 15-minute sets." Right there within 5 minutes. You're right, man. He looks out for people. He's like, you're the first person I thought of.
Yeah.
He's done that for a few times for me.
I think that is, the missing ingredient that for so many people who are looking to take the next step and get out of the whole doing, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there.
Hey, but you know what though, Matt? Where he's at down in Myrtle Beach, people would think there's some big comedy scene in Myrtle Beach, but there really isn't, right? But most of the people down there that are doing comedy feel like they're entitled, and they're not working, man. They're not grinding. I know a lot of them. They're not grinding. They won't leave Myrtle Beach. So if you go see a show in Myrtle Beach, it's the same people every week on the shows.
Right.
They're always talking about how they're grinding and shit like that. I never see them up in North Carolina or anywhere else. But they want him to book them on the shows.
Yeah.
And all that. And that's one thing. That's one thing he looks for because he's from New Jersey. He still books those shows up in New Jersey. And he's used to people that are grinding, man, and hustling.
I know there are people who say they're grinding and hustlers, and they're deluding themselves.
If they see you're willing to put the work in and do shit that most people won't do, that's the thing that does it. Is you're willing to do stuff sometimes you don't want to do, but you need to do it. That's what they're looking for.
Right.
Yeah. They're not looking for the people to say, "Yeah, I'll do an arena. Sure, I'll do a sold out theater for it." It's like, "Hey man, will you do the fucking Wiener Schnitzel at noon?" All right, man, I'll do it.
Yeah, like somebody like you who'll go to Portland, Maine. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who just fucking go to Portland, Maine for a weekend show. I mean,
paid off, man. I made connections in Boston. I already got connections in Boston, hooking stuff up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is definitely because we talk. I see a lot of people around here doing open mic nights locally, and they're still. I think I told you about this. The one guy who on Facebook said he'd been doing open mics for 20 years. Like at that point, 20 years of just doing open mics, and your career is not improving, you got to figure out where maybe you're just not funny, or maybe your approach to this business is just completely off.
It's just a hobby. Maybe it's just a hobby for you.
Yeah,
like people,
look,
some
he
people
was just
play bridge.
frustrated
Yeah, like
about
some
being
people play
paid
bridge.
$20 in 20 years. You got $20 or what, $1 a year is what he's made from comedy.
I mean, I can see how that would be frustrating, though. I mean, dude.
Hey,
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do that. Like,
no, no, of course you couldn't. I mean,
like it would,
life
like,
wouldn't let you.
right. Well, well, but that's what I mean. Like after that long, only making that, because that's one of the distinctions, between comedians and open micers. And I've been asked that a number of times by a lot of different people. What's the difference between a comedian and an open micer? Well, an open micer, they keep going, and signing up for these open mics, but a comedian will get booked and paid to do comedy. You know what I mean? And if you're not getting booked and paid to do comedy, then stop calling yourself a comedian.
Well,
you know what I mean?
William, also, I don't know how it is up there, but even down here, that's one of the sad things too, is these people will run these little shows, these little local shows, and they'll pay someone $20. And now these guys think they're professional comedians because someone paid them. And they've been doing open mic for 2 months, but they can't find anyone else to put on the shows. So they'll put anyone on there and call it a comedy show. Right. Pay someone $20 to be on the show. So now these guys are delusional. They're thinking, oh, shit, I'm a professional comedian, and they're sending out videos of shit shows, man. If you see something, they don't have a tight 1 minute, and they're sending out videos. Because I had a friend after, he said, hey, man, got a video from this guy. You ever heard of him? I said, yeah, I know you're talking about. I said, he's been doing comedy for like 2 months. He said, oh, yeah, he sent me a 20-minute video. I said, 20 minutes for what? And the guy had gone to basically like a Pizza Hut open mic or something like that, where there was 3 people and they just let him, there was no light. They just let him run, and the guy videotaped his set, and he's like, yeah, I got 20 minutes. And so I told Matt, I said, I can do 3 days for you if you feed me and let me go take a shit. I said, but it's not going to be funny. It's not going to be funny, for 3 days. So, yeah, that's even worse, is people were getting paid for not doing quality comedy too. Yeah.
Right. Well, I want to put together some shows. Budgeting is still a confusion thing for me. I think I mentioned last time you were here, Robert, that friend of John, who is producing shows in Georgia. The pay doesn't seem like it would be worth the travel. Like, it's a losing thing if you're going to have to go there from anywhere out of state or any of that stuff.
I see those too, man. And on the best ones he has, if I featured, I might break even on gas money.
On gas money, but you couldn't get a hotel. You'd have to go there and turn right around.
It'd be like a 3-hour drive each way.
Yeah. So it's very difficult, because I want to put together some shows for Sticks and Stones and for governors here, of comedians that I want to see on a bill. Yeah. And I don't even know how to begin on the budget of that. Now, John did contact me last week, excited about a new venue he got. And maybe I shouldn't be spilling the beans about this, but it's a huge venue. And he was talking about, how to make it work. And he's talking like looking for headliners there. And then talking in terms of $1,000 for a headliner. I was like, you're not going to get a national headliner to travel for Georgia for one night. I could see if it's a weekend and you get $2,000, even then it's a little iffy. But to travel there, I'm just saying, all expenses paid and plus the $2,000. It's still tough to get like a major headliner or somebody that's going to make an impact to sell out a 450-seat venue. If you're promoting it and you're taking all the door, I would think if you can sell out 450 seats, there's a lot more than $2,000 available in a situation.
Oh yeah.
It's just okay, because music, it's so fucking easier to book gigs and do business and get paid, not necessarily fairly, but get paid decent money that you could actually live on than in comedy. And to me, it's like one of the most frustrating things, because I want to.
You know what though, man? if it's people that you know or that maybe you've reached out to, or some local people too, because you're in New York, so you have access to a lot of big talent locally up there. But also too, man, if people know you're just trying to get something started and they know you, whatever, you'd be surprised what people would do for you to help you get it. I'd fly out there. I'd fly out there on my own dime, man.
Yeah.
If I knew it was going to help you out,
Yeah.
or whatever like that, just to get it kicked off and things like that. It always comes back around, man. Stuff comes back around to help you when you do stuff for other people, or sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just do something good for someone else, man. Whatever. That's just the way it goes.
I'm a big believer in that. Now, I don't like to, like when Jackie came to me and he was thanking me for what William put in his head. I pretty quickly I said, it has nothing to do with me. I mean, I introduced you to William, but that's all. My role in this thing was I can't take any credit for that. But I do like to. I really would like to take credit for somebody doing something really big and saying, "Yeah, I made that happen," which is what I'm trying to do. Next week, somebody is doing something really big, and I can't fucking talk about it.
Yeah,
something that it wouldn't happen if not for my presence in the lives of the people who are on the bigger side of it, and the person who's on the smaller side.
Yeah, but you see, the important thing is that person knows that you did it.
Yeah, he's already thanked me a bunch of times.
It doesn't matter if anybody else knows. Yeah, sure, it would be nice if you get recognition for it, but it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that person knows it.
Yeah. Well, it does matter in a sense that he's not willing to promote it yet because he doesn't want to jinx it. And believe me, as a Met fan, Met fan and Giant fan, I totally get jinxing. And my father was a bookie, and the word jinx was used daily in my life. I get jinxing, but at this point, it's booked. It's a week away. Nothing's going to happen to stop the gig. Nobody's going to die. The gig's not going to get canceled. Promote it. But I can't promote it anyway. But so I'm looking to do some shows here at Six and Stones. I want to transition quickly to Governors. What's happening there? See if you guys are familiar with any of these people.
Do we have to let them go? By the way,
soon, any minute now. Yeah, that's why I'm going here. Jason Scoop is in the Giggle Room 9/8, which is tomorrow night. Jason Scoop, you know him?
No, I don't think so.
Kind of a strange looking guy. He's got it looks like a Donald Trump wig on. But anyway, Lou Siciliano Raggiatu, the Angry Sicilian, will be in the main room tomorrow night. A special event. You know him?
Those must be local guys. Those must be local New York guys.
I don't know, but this guy looks like he could fucking rip your head off. The Angry Sicilian. Troy Bond, special event on Saturday night. Know him? Rhonda Handsome live in the Giggle Room 9/9, which is Saturday night. Heard of her? All right, Gary Valentine.
Yeah, I know Gary.
Yes, yes, I know who that is.
Kevin James,
King of Queens. He's on King of Queens.
Kevin James' brother, and that's the 13th, which I guess is next week, right? The 13th. Yeah. Well, it's like in the middle of the week. It's a special event. Gary Valentine and the Stars of Tomorrow event. So he's hosting like a showcase.
Showcase, yeah. He's just going to host. He's not going to headline.
Right. Now let me go over to Bohemia really quick. Mike Burton. Know him?
Who?
Mike Burton.
No.
Wow. Terry McNeely.
Who?
Mike Dillon, who has been on this program. Mike Dillon is not Tim Dillon's, no relation to Tim Dillon. He's a local guy who is got his own kind of thing going on. He just lost a leg, and they're doing a fundraiser for him.
You could probably get Tim Dillon on the show. He's Long Island.
But he lives in L.A. and
he lives in He lives in Austin.
Oh yeah, right. And he moved to Austin. That's right. I don't think he likes me. Listen, I'm not even sure he's aware of me, but
it hasn't stopped anyone else from being on there.
Yeah, that's true. No, it actually has. You notice we didn't have a guest here today. There was one booked. I dreamt that she wrote me an email saying that she didn't like me, didn't like the show, didn't like my audience, which was the reason. Now she didn't show up. So I imagine the email, but maybe maybe that was a psychic.
What time zone was she in?
She's in Utah.
Say, fuck that, man. You know what you need to do? You need to start sending people a complimentary watch.
I know.
That's the most bullshit excuse I've
My
ever
dog watches.
Yeah.
I am thinking that she's going to be tuning in, trying to log on at 11:15,
Yeah.
saying, I went there. There was nobody there. And, of course, she will sound just like Jordan Peterson, kind of. Welly Jackson.
No.
I don't know any of these fucking people. I'm sorry, Govs.
Those are probably regional people up in that tri-state area. I bet you.
Let me see Belmore. Maybe Belmore. Drew Frazier. Sounds familiar, but I don't really know him. Reverse Commute comedy show at the Brokerage in Belmore. What is that? Reverse Commute. The Uncle Louie Variety Show. Goomba Johnny. It looks like a lot of Italian stuff.
Yeah,
Goomba Johnny Ciliano. I don't know. Tommy Gooch. That one. Dustin Chafin. Okay. Dustin Chafin, you know, right? No? Really? Wow. That's a full lineup at all three clubs for governors this week. I knew.
I think if I do a show, I think if I do a New York show, I should call it Not for Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for nothing. Yeah, that's a big phrase around here. Not for nothing. Wow. Well, let's say goodbye to Gov so I can. I'm sorry, Gov. I wanted to promote you better than that. I know I did a half-assed job. Listen, maybe Green Space Long Island. You go to Green Space Long Island before you go to Gov's website. GreenSpaceLI.com. Buy yourself some good sativa. Tell them the Mind Dog sent you. All right. See you,